Good morning, everyone. I'm Sir Jory Felix, and this is my webinar about blended education. So, what do we mean by blended education or blended learning? Blended education or blended learning is a style of learning wherein the students would learn from the traditional, which is the face-to-face discussion, plus a combination of the modern way, which is online education. This method of learning combines classroom and online education. It re-evaluates not just technology in place, but how to reach and teach students more effectively. So how do we do blended education? It's simple. Just think of it as a blender and think of your ingredients. And your ingredients would be digital, be globally connected, look for the apps, look for the software that you can use, and of course, don't go away with the face-to-face discussion. Everything, all of those ingredients, put it together in your blender and blend it. That's blended education. With blended education, there are days that the students would go to the school and do the normal face-to-face discussion. There are also times that the students can stay at home and do online learning. They can even learn through their mobile cell phone. So before we jump into that part of the webinar, let me ask you this. Why do you think that blended education could be a solution to our current scenario? And that would be your output number 1. According to UNESCO, there are about 1.38 billion students that are affected by the pandemic. And with that, our Department of Education encourages us to explore alternative learning delivery platforms. So what with the world is facing right now, there is really a need for an alternative way of learning, just like what the DepEd mandates us to do. And I think blended education is a possible solution for that, right? With blended learning, we can do face-to-face training, virtual classroom, webinars, links, simulations, assessment, one-on-one coaching, which I think is timely and relevant to our country, which is the Philippines. In regards with face-to-face discussion, I have no doubts regarding our teachers. They can pull off a lot of instructional materials. They can pull off a lot of methods and strategies for face-to-face discussion. But in blended education, we need to upskill ourselves with the digital ones. So for your next output, all you need to do is to share to the whole group what are the different software and mobile applications that you are using for teaching. So at this point, I'll be demonstrating one application that can be used in teaching, and this is called Jigspace. Augmented reality. So let's example, you are teaching physics, the jet engine. Got it? So let's just wait for it to download. Of course, you need the internet connection and voila. So you can use this for teaching what is an engine. Okay, you see. Okay. Okay. For example, you are teaching biology about coral reefs. This is my room, my floor. And what is good about this is that it's free. Students can access this using their data or their Wi-Fi connections. Okay, let's put our coral reefs. Oh, it's beautiful, right? So yeah, you could have a lesson about coral reefs. And you can let people also see this by joining. So this is what we call augmented reality. You don't need to go to field trips and other stuff. You can learn using your mobile cell phone. Cool, right? So at the end of the day, there could be a lot of different software and mobile applications that we can all use, both for the teachers and our students, for our online learning. And at this point of our webinar, now that you know what is blended education, you now know why do we need it right now, and you are aware of some of the mobile applications and softwares that you can use. It's now time to create your own learning kits.